Guys are doing well. Welcome to Money in the Morning with Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. Today on the Black Financial Channel, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that if an investment seems too good to be true, it probably is. And I'm going to explain some of that to you based on an experience I had with a brother this morning. If you stick around to the end of this video, I will give you a profit alert. I will let you guys know about a stock that I am buying that I bought this morning. And I believe it's going to be a good one. So get comfortable, buck up, seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Morning. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under the B1 condition. B1 means we are Black first. Black first means that we put our families at the top of the priority list. We put our needs at the top of the priority list. We educate our kids for the future. We get our children ready economically. We believe in investing, saving, wealth building, education. We value knowledge. If you believe in that, if you agree with all this, and you can hear me, this is also a sound check. Give me a yes in the chat or give me a B1 in the chat. Also, shout out the city that you're from. Let me know what city you're from. I see Lisa Parker. Good to see you, sister. I see Queen Dawn from Maryland. Ian Blackwell. Karen Price. I see you, Shedrick. Good to see you. Happy Monday to you also. Thank you. Can't stay around long. Please let us know or replay the video. Yeah, well, you know what? You can replay the video. So if you are watching here, you can. Also, if you want to get profit alerts delivered to you, some of you are coming in because I sent you a text message this morning. If you'd like to get profit alerts sent to you via text, just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. That's a free service from the Black Business School. It won't cost you a penny, but it'll make you millions over time, hopefully for you and your family. So feel free to text the word stock to 31996. You can also find this podcast on Spotify and Apple. So just look up Boyce Watkins on Spotify and Apple. You can find it there. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, and we'll get to the profit alert in a minute in terms of the stock that I just bought. I want to talk, first of all, about something that happened this morning. I got I don't know if you guys saw this, but I put up a post on, and can you guys hear me okay? Give me a yes if you can hear me okay. Let me know if the audio is coming through all right. I want to make sure my audio is good. Namki out of Lexington. Nice. Lexington, Kentucky. That's where I went to college. Shanetta out of Milwaukee. I spoke in Milwaukee at the Hip Hop Fest not too long ago. Anyway, so a guy sent me a text. A brother sent me a text on or not a text, but an Instagram message. And my Instagram, by the way, is Dr. Boyce Finance. Dr. Boyce Finance. That's where my new Instagram home is, if you want to follow me there. And anyway, he sent me this message, and he basically was asking me, he said, I want to make sure that this account is yours. And the big problem that I've had, and I guess this comes with the territory, it shows that I guess our work is having an impact. We have over 1 million followers on different platforms and stuff. But what happens is people start to imitate you. People start, especially if you build a brand that has trust connected to it. I've been very consistent about this. I've probably done over 20,000 YouTube videos, something like that, with over 500 million views. So people start, imitating and pretending to be you because they know that that I'm known for Black wealth. That's all I advocate for, 99% of the time. And so what they do is they create these fake accounts. And I looked up on TikTok. I did a short video to show you guys this. I couldn't believe it. There were like literally 50 or 60 fake TikTok accounts that had my name on it, right? And they would just kind of, maybe they'd misspell my name, like instead of my name having one I in it, it would have two I's, or they put an underscore, between Boyce and Watkins or whatever. And they would use these accounts to trick people. And it was really devastating to me, made me sad, because I've had people that follow me lose thousands of dollars to people that were making promises that simply could not be kept, that were saying, if you buy this, if you invest in this Bitcoin website, we can make your money grow by 10x in a week and stuff like that. And I feel terrible about it. So I've been trying for the longest to stop it. I can't always stop it. I'm doing my best. It's hard. But one thing I did do was I blocked all those TikTok accounts. If you want to get my real TikTok account, I have about 30,000 followers. So maybe the number of followers can be a signal to let you know if it's really me or not. On Instagram, I had 430,000, but for whatever reason, that account just disappeared, I guess. Because, I was reading Dr. Claude Anderson books, and I think that when you talk about racism, they call that racism now, which is the weirdest thing in the world. But Dr. Boyce Finance has about maybe 40,000 or something like that. So So look at the number of followers if you want to know if it's really me. Also, just know I'm not going to be sending you inbox messages trying to get you to go sign up for a Bitcoin website. I don't do that kind of thing. But here's another little interesting investment lesson that I want to tie into this. When it comes to investing in wealth building, if something seems too good to be true, it usually is. Okay. In finance, and you guys know my background, I'm a finance professor. In finance, we have this relationship, this universal relationship between risk and reward. And typically, if somebody comes along and says, I can 10x your investment in a month or a year or whatever, and there's no risk, I need you to understand. Give me a yes if you follow what I'm saying here. I need you to go ahead and write a big BS next to their name. Like just in your brain, it should be saying, okay, book it, book it, book it. I'm not gonna cuss today because it's morning and I don't want to start you off with no profanity. But seriously, it's a bunch of bull spit. It's a bunch of BS. It's nonsense, right? So give me a guess if you understand this, that when somebody comes along and they make these promises, and it happens a lot with Ponzi schemes. Ponzi schemes do this a lot. They'll tell you that if you put in $1,000, you'll get 10,000, or if you put 400 into my blessing loom, you'll get $5,000 within so many weeks because everyone's blessing you. Well, ain't enough blessings in the world for that investment to work. Don't get me wrong, it happens sometimes. Like, people don't know this, but actually sometimes in Ponzi schemes, people actually do make money in Ponzi schemes. It's the people at the top of the pyramid, right? The people at the top of the pyramid, they make money. The people at the end are the ones who get screwed. That's why these things are illegal, because you cannot, this ain't no Jesus effect. You can't take $1 and turn it into $5. It have everybody dollar turn into $5. That doesn't make any sense, right? Now, what you can do is you can create ecosystems where the money circulates, like that works, right? Or you can create scenarios where you invest long term, but that requires this important ingredient called time. Most massive wealth building opportunities require an investment of time and consistency. So if you do that consistently, then your wealth will grow. But there's always risk. Very few investments that give a high return come without risk. So if someone says, "Oh, there's no risk at all," then you need to probably assume that assumption is wrong, because that's just not how investing works. So give me a guess if you follow what I'm saying, so that I know I did something good today. I just want to make sure that I was able to kind of share this, because I feel kind of bad about this brother, because he literally asked me. He said, "Hey, what about that Bitcoin website that your fake account told me?" I didn't understand. I think he got it confused. So he asked me, "Is this your real account?" I said, "No, that's not my real account. Please report them." And then he says, "Yeah, okay, no problem. Now I'm going to follow you." And then he says, "I saw where you said I can 10x and turn $5,000 into 50,000 on this Bitcoin website." I said, "No, that wasn't me. I didn't say any of that. I don't say things like that to you." So so anyway, just want to share that with you guys as an investment lesson. Typically in finance, if something appears to be too good to be true, it probably is. A good analogy, a good way to try to understand what the point I'm making here is, think about it when you were a teenager, right? A lot of the drug culture. I've told you guys how many trillions of dollars in black wealth has been lost due to the mass promotion of the drug culture, or the war on drugs, which came with mass incarceration, which came with violence, which came with trauma, which came with broken families. I've explained to you all that, in the reparations conversation, that has to be included, because black people probably lost $5 to $10 trillion in economic potential as a result of these things, right? Well, think about it when you were growing up, right? And everybody knew somebody who was making that fast money, right? You know what I'm talking about? Anybody have any friends? Give me a yes if you have friends in school where you knew that they were making that fast money. They looked flashy. Maybe the girls were chasing this guy around because he had the nice car and the money in his pocket or whatever. Well, some of those guys were making fast money in a way that was not going to end well for them, right? Some of you know people that I know I did. I know some guys that got many, many years in prison, women too. Some people who got killed, things like that. This is unfortunately, this has become part of being black in America, which kind of sucks, but that's life, right? And this is an economic conversation because it links to our psychological well-being, which directly links to things like broken families, which directly links to our ability to build wealth. Almost impossible to build wealth when you're psychologically messed up and you have a broken family. It's really, really hard to do. So this is an economic conversation. I have to make that clear. Anyway, but think about this though. When you saw that guy making that fast money, you knew that there was another string attached to that, right? So, like, if somebody says, "Hey, I'll pay you," my wife told me about this when she was in college. There was a guy, who drove a Mercedes, who had a big old gold chain, and he liked her. A lot of guys, a lot of guys thought my wife was very pretty, and I did too. I was one of her many admirers. She was the prettiest woman I saw the whole time I was at IU, Indiana University. And so this guy, said to her, he said, "I know you're having trouble paying the rent. And if I give you $1,000 a month, will you let me keep this bag in your closet?" Right, right. Y'all know where this is going, right? So my wife, thank God she has common sense. She said, "Why would you pay me $1,000 a month just to keep a bag in my closet unless there's something very risky in that bag, if you know what I mean?" Right. So effectively, a lot of times with investing, common sense is a great way to go. Right. If something just seems too miraculously good to be true, what you want to do is you want to look for the other shoe to drop. You want to say, "Huh, that don't make sense to me. Like, what is the catch?" And if they say, "Well, there is no catch. There's no catch at all." You better do your research, man. you better go. You better go and ask somebody because that's typically not gonna work. I know that we want to believe in the Jesus miracles of money and that somehow, that somehow we can turn water into wine. But that ain't how wealth building works, folks. And I hate to say this to you, but that's just not accurate, right? So anyway, let me move on to a couple other things I noticed. Do me a favor, if you could, please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. You're watching drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. And also, I want to remind you guys that if you want to get started on your wealth building journey, we have a great program in the Black Business School called blackmoney101.com. If you go there, it's significantly discounted. It introduces you to the power of money and helps you understand the economics at a very deep level. And it's good for beginners. So if it's something that you want to take a look at, just go to blackmoney101.com. And also, don't forget this podcast is on Spotify, and we also have our own social media platform called Blaggenuf. It's spelled BLAGGENUF, blaggenuf.com. We cannot let everybody into the platform. We're not asking people to join. We're asking people who are B1, who are interested in peace, prosperity, and productivity in the community to join or to consider joining. You have to answer questions, though, because we don't want ratchetness. We don't want chaos. We don't want fighting. We don't want ignorance. We want people that want to build, people that believe in love and family and all that. So if you're into that kind of thing, then feel free to apply at blaggenuf.com, BLAGGENUF.com. There's about 50,000 of you on the platform now. It operates a lot like Facebook, so I think you guys are going to like it. All right, so a couple things happening in the financial markets I wanted to share with you. Number one, the Federal Reserve is about to make an important decision regarding interest rates. They're going to make a decision as to whether or not they're going to increase interest rates. If you've been an investor the last couple of years, you will notice that that the Fed has been the number one factor in terms of moving stock prices down. It's just been brutal for the last couple of years, and so fortunately this dark period has come to an end, and also a lot of your ROI that you've made this year. A lot of you that have been investing since the start of the year have made a lot of money. A lot of that has come from the fact that the market has anticipated that this dark period is about to come to an end. So because this is coming to an end, I think that's going to create a lot of opportunity. At the same time, there is a lot of risk out there in the market. For example, particularly in the banking system, the banking system starting to show a few little cracks that are concerning to economists. A lot of small businesses are having trouble getting the loans that they could get before. A lot of real estate developers are having trouble getting loans like they could before. So that could be a ripple, a little bit of a problem a little bit later. But for the most part, the Federal Reserve right now is expected not to increase interest rates in their next meeting, which is really, really cool because it gives us one less thing to worry about. In fact, the market estimates a 99% chance that the Fed is not going to increase or decrease rates at the next meeting, which is pretty much, for the most part, good news. Now, they're going to have another meeting in November where they're going to make another decision about whether to raise or decrease interest rates. That's going to be driven by the inflation data. The big bear, the big beast they're trying to fight right now is inflation. They fought it, with mixed results, and there's indication that inflation is starting to slow down a little bit. And assuming that the data between now and November is not terribly bad, there's a 31% chance that they're going to increase in November, but then that means that there's a 69% chance that they're not going to increase, right? So the majority of investors believe that the Fed is not going to increase in November. The Fed tends to send little signals to make sure the market is aware of what it's probably going to do, so that they don't rattle the markets. They're not trying to scare the markets. The markets get scared when there's unexpected information. So what they kind of do is they leak things out so that the market can kind of adjust and get used to it. Almost like if you're giving your parents bad news and you're like, okay, mama, I need you to sit down. I made you your favorite pie. I put, tomorrow we're going to go to the movies, right? Whatever, right? You do things to put your mama in a good mood because you're about to give her some bad news, right? So the same thing is true with the Fed and the market. They try to ease you into the news as opposed to shocking you with these things, because when the market gets shocked, the market is very emotional, and it starts to just go ballistic, like any other crazy triggered person. A couple other interesting things that I saw on the news, just me going through financial news. I read stuff every day, and I'm always thinking about stuff. There's this interesting thing going on in Texas with driverless trucks. So apparently, California has really strict regulation on driverless trucks. They don't want semi trucks driving down the street with nobody in the cab, and they kind of have these really strict sort of processes to test out your trucks. Well, Texas is a little bit different. Texas is kind of like, look, bring it on. Let's take the risk. We believe in innovation, whatever, right? And so now in Texas, literally, pretty soon you're going to start seeing trucks driving down the road with nobody in the cab, like nobody inside the cab, which is like crazy, right? It's exciting, but it's scary at the same time, because you know that there's going to be a tragedy, and when the tragedy hits, it's going to be messy. It's going to get highly publicized. But I can tell you this: here's one thing that I've read in numerous studies: the automated cars and trucks, the driverless cars and trucks, are better at driving than human beings are. If you think that driverless vehicles are dangerous, try dealing with human beings. I told you guys about my daughter being in that, being hit by that stupid drunk driver, and then they let him go on a $500 bail. It's just insane to me, and she was significantly injured. It really upset me. And we're still dealing with that, right? Almost 2 years later, we're still dealing with trying to get this guy punished for what he did. I had to call the media. I had to get it covered by the news to get the prosecutor's office to call her back and to start doing their damn job. So this is how sick the world is. It really angers me, to be honest with you. I'm going to stop talking about it because I'm going to start getting angry again. But anyway, the point is to say that, as much as we have concerns about cars without drivers, honestly, I think this technology is a step in the right direction. But more importantly, though, it's also part of that cycle of innovation that, it is inevitable. AI is inevitable. All this stuff is inevitable. And the thing about AI that's fascinating is that right now, AI, for the most part, does not have a body, or it doesn't, a body to operate within, right? It's just a super smart algorithm that can like tell you, they can search like, the 10 largest buildings in New York City for you, or whatever it is, right? But when AI is, I think of it like a brain. When they put that brain inside a body, then it's going to be really interesting, right? When they put it inside a robot, and the robot can run and jump and lift things up, and it's super smart and can process data at lightning speed. It's really creating kind of like this brave new world that where information can't be trusted, and the computers are smarter than us, and they're making their own decisions, and so that goes beyond just taking jobs. It goes into this space of like, holy crap, like what's the world going to be like when robots are making decisions, or when AI is managing other AI, which is then eventually managing humans. I'm kind of like, oh my God, are we going to become slaves or what? I don't know. But anyway, so I didn't mean to scare you this morning, but that's just what I'm seeing. And I think it's something worth talking about and thinking about. And so, and I really think also it's going to be an area of massive, massive economic potential if you want to look at it from that perspective also. In fact, if you want me to text you a list, I can text you guys a list of AI stocks that I bought. Feel free to text the word stock to 31996. I'll send you a list of AI stocks. I'll send you our training on how to make money without working. I also have a list of 10 side hustles you can start for under $100. I can text that to you also. So just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. And also just a reminder, the All Black National Convention is coming very, very soon. That's going to be in Atlanta, October 20th. If you are B1, then this is the place to be. This is the number one gathering on earth of intelligent Black people. It's a space for people that believe in building our community, owning businesses, building strong families, raising our children to be economically capable, and putting our community first in a really healthy way. So if you are into that kind of thing and you want to hang out with other people who think the same way, then go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Every year we sell out completely, and it's an amazing event. And I want to say thank you to those who have participated in the present and the past, because we've had everybody from thought leaders to economists to rappers. Billionaire Mike Roberts was there last year. Larry Miller, the chairman of the board at the Air Jordan brand, he was there last year. He's the guy responsible for basically selling billions of dollars worth of Jordans around the world. Larry Miller was there last year. We had a lot of great people. I mean, rappers, Killer Mike, people like that. So if you want to join us at the convention, it's going to be just as much fun this year as it was last year. And so you can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. Bring your family. If you have a business, you can become a vendor if you'd like. If you want to sponsor, we'll market you. We'd be happy to market you to a bunch of people who love to buy Black and support Black-owned businesses. So this is, we're not playing here. This is not sponsored by corporations and none of that stuff. This is what we built. We did this. This is, in my view, one of our great accomplishments. I'm very, very proud of this. So allblacknationalconvention.com. Please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. You're watching the Black Financial Channel. And so let me give you today's profit alert. Let me let you know the stock that I just bought. The stock I just bought is Double Verify Holdings. Double Verify Holdings. The ticker symbol is DV. And yes, you are right, Fleetwood Black. Willie D has come to several of our conventions. Willie D, actually, well, he's a friend of mine. He was in my wedding. That's my buddy right there. So yes, Willie D. How can I forget the great Willie D? From, my mind is playing tricks on me. Anyway, DV, ticker symbol DV, David Victor. That is the stock I just bought. And so if you want to go take a look, feel free to do that. This is not investing advice, but this is what I bought. So if you'd like to get the profit alerts delivered to you via text, I do them once every week. Then just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, by the way, my Twitter is Dr. Boyce Watkins 1, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and the number 1. One little fun thing I want to add before I bounce out of here really quick. You might find this interesting. I don't know, how many of y'all eat cheeseburgers? Does anybody eat cheeseburgers, or am I the only person in here who would still eat some crap like that? I don't eat a lot of cheeseburgers, if that makes you feel better, but I do eat meat. My wife made steak last night. It's so great to have this like sexy, super intelligent Black woman who can also cook her booty off. She every other Sunday, every 2 Sundays, she makes me steak with mashed potatoes and asparagus, and it is so good. I'm telling you. So anyway, how many of y'all eat? Anybody eat cheeseburgers at all? Nobody else? Man, y'all are healthy. I'm proud of y'all. Well, anyway, for those of you who do eat cheeseburgers every now and then, when it turns out that McDonald's is doing this thing today, actually, where they're selling cheeseburgers for double cheeseburgers, I think, for 50 cents, which is cool. Wendy's is trying to top McDonald's by offering their double cheese or their bacon double cheeseburger for a penny, right? Which is crazy, right? Penny. So if you like cheeseburger, this is your day, right? Now most of this stuff comes with a catch. They can't just have like 50-cent cheeseburgers or whatever, because they'll go broke. So I think at McDonald's you can only buy one. They only let you buy one burger or something like that, right? Because they don't want somebody coming to say, give me 3,000 cheeseburgers. And then Wendy's, they require you to buy something else. So what they've done is they've been able to still make it profitable by sort of making it an add-on to another profitable order, right? And this is kind of a typical thing in business. This is what they might call a lead magnet. This is something that you offer to get people through the door, to get them to buy the other things that are there, and so this is interesting. I don't know why they're promoting cheeseburgers so much now. They probably should, if they really cared about our health, they'd probably ban these companies from doing any business in the United States, because this stuff is not good for you. But hey, look, I'm not judging. This is the no judgment zone. So if you still down for the burger, go ahead and feel free to go to Wendy's. Or I remember when I grew up, and we didn't have a lot of money when I grew up, and I remember going to Wendy's when I was 8 years old with the kids at my summer after school program, whatever it was. It was a place called the Wesley House, and it was a place I didn't know till I got older that it was a place where poor people sent their kids because they didn't charge my parents any money. And we would go there and eat sometimes because we didn't have as much food in the house as we. It wasn't like we were dirt poor, but it was a struggle. And I remember going to Wendy's, and I remember like getting a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink was like $3 or something, or 250 or whatever. And I remember having like $1, and I remember having to pick one of the three or something like that. And I remember that made me so sad. And to this day in Louisville, Kentucky, I would drive past that same Wendy's that I remember going to when I was 8 years old. And I still have the same emotional feeling that I had when I only had $1. And I'm like, wow, now I have more than $1. So if I go to this Wendy's, I can get whatever I want. And I think I ate at that Wendy's like once or twice since then. And when I eat there, I feel good. I'm like, wow, I can get whatever I want on this menu. And I feel like a little kid again. Isn't that the craziest thing? So this is really, I think, a testament to how we form these relationships with money, these deep emotional relationships with money at an early age, and it never goes away. It never goes away. I mean, I've made a lot of money in my life, and it's weird that I still will go to that same Wendy's and still feel like happy, super happy that I can go here and eat, and I have more than $1. I can get the whole value meal without worrying about the cost, right? But that there's a whole body of research about that, about financial psychology and how money affects you. And actually, my wife has written some really good workbooks on topics like that and stuff related to financial anxiety and economic stress and stuff like that. She actually helped me to create in the Black Business School the first ever Black financial therapy department that we in fact, today she's going to do a podcast episode with a woman named Dr. Brittany Henry, who's another therapist. We're partnering with a lot of the best Black therapists to get behind the psychological barriers that keep us from building Black wealth. Y'all got to listen to your therapists, because your therapists, they're trained, they know what they're doing. And the problem is that they sort of get drowned out by the people that give the more dramatic advice, the really bad, more almost toxic relationship advice, but it's more dramatic, so they'll get more attention. But you've got these therapists that are some badass men and just amazing women that have all these credentials that can really, really help you heal. They can really, really help you move forward, help you get it together mentally. So anyway, if you want to check out my wife's website, you can go to coachingwithdralicia.com. That's coachingwithdralicia.com. She sees clients on an individual basis, on a group basis, stuff like that. Also, at my website, drboycebooks.com, I put my wife's books there too. So if you want to go there and search for the word Alicia, you can find some of her financial anxiety books and some of her other family healing therapy books that you can take a look at if it'll help you. Because remember, if you have healthier relationships and you're connected to the people that you can build with, then you can build great things, right? It's very, very hard. I always bring up the topic of broken families and how much wealth was stolen from our community through broken families. And one thing I want you to understand is that it's almost impossible to build on top of something that is broken, right? It's very difficult to build a strong marriage with two broken people. It's very hard to build a strong business on a broken family, right? It's just things that are broken don't build very well. They don't scale very well. So ultimately, what I would say to you is figure out how to deal with the things that are broken so you can build on top of that. Now, are they on Audible? Not yet. I am about to put my new book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, that will be on Audible in the next couple of months. So we are working on that right now. I'm going to talk to my wife about putting some of her lectures on Audible. And also, by the way, my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, if you would like to go take a look at it, that's also at drboycebooks.com. Okay, guys. So anyway, do me a favor. Please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe button on your way out. I'm going to check in with you guys a little bit later. And again, our new social media platform is Blag Enough, and I'll put the URL up there. It's BLAGGENUF.com. And also, don't forget, we're on Spotify and Apple, so just look up my name there, and you can listen as well as watch. So have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Let's keep it real, and I hope to see you at the convention. Have a good day. Peace.